So as I was talking about yesterday with Mahomes and Reed and the way they criticized the refs after the Chiefs game, I knew that there would be an apology tour coming. Why? Because the league isn't going to have it. And Mahomes grew a pair of balls for about 30 seconds, and today he took them right away. He became a bitch again by issuing this bullshit apology about, the kids might see me act this way, or you can't do that, or I was emotional, or this and that. I don't want to hear that crap, man, because I know what happened. Roger Goodell, daddy, called and forced him to make that apology. Or he called Lamar Hunt, who forced him to make that apology. Because Roger Goodell, who's a scumbag, corrupt piece of shit, and shouldn't be the fucking commissioner of the NFL, is never going to admit when he's wrong. So he's not going to come out and say, like, yeah, Mahomes has a point, and maybe we should look internally because that would take integrity. We should look internally and start making sure our referees are top notch. He's going to threaten to fine Mahomes. I guarantee there was $1 million fine there. Somebody put a fine on the table and says, make an apology or you have to pay this. And this is my problem with NFL players. This is why I say NFL players are a bunch of bitches. Patrick Mahomes has the most power in the NFL right now by far. I'm not going to say that he's like LeBron because basketball and football are completely different sports. And obviously, football players have less of a percentage of influence of what happens in a game than a basketball player does. And they don't play offense and defense, the way basketball players do. So the individual is valued more in basketball than in football. Plus, LeBron's been around a long time. But making an apples to oranges comparison, you could say, like, okay, if anyone was the LeBron James of football at the time, for now, it's Patrick Mahomes. If there's one guy in the NFL that could make the changes to improve the sport, it's Patrick Mahomes. If there's one coach, it's Andy Reid. It was Belichick, but he lost his Brady card. And for these guys to sit back and accept how piss poor the NFL play has become and how shitty these referees are, and allow referees to dictate what happens in games instead of just letting people play, it's a bitch move by all the players. They think they're represented by Troy Vincent, and they're not. They're not. Troy Vincent is like a politician. He's just playing footsie and once in a while seeming to be at odds with Goodell. But Troy Vincent and Goodell are best buddies behind the scenes, orchestrating all this shit. Mahomes should have come out and he should have been like, listen, he should have been done exactly. He should have, guys, had a talking with some people from the league earlier today about my conduct regarding yesterday's game with Buffalo and some of the calls and this and that, and the way I acted on the sidelines and my behavior towards the referee. And I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody because there's no apology needed. I root for Buffalo, and I still think Mahomes makes a good point. Now, was he bitching about the pass interference call in the Super Bowl? No. So part of me wants to say miss me with that bullshit. But at least that dude had the fucking balls to go out and criticize the referees and go after him like the way they should be criticized. There are too many fucking penalties. There are too many ticky-tack calls, too many spot fouls, and too much bullshit that these motherfuckers need to get rid of. There is no need for the refs to be as much in the game as much as they are now. And not only are they in the game more, the calls are bad. So you have worse referees making too many fucking calls. And the one guy that can start the revolution to do something about it, to tell the league, hey, fuck you. We're not going to take this shit anymore. Get us better refs who are going to call the game fair and stop trying to make this shit look like you're the one scripting it with a red and purple Super Bowl logo while everybody thinks it's going to be Baltimore and San Francisco or Baltimore and Kansas City. And instead, Patrick Mahomes' bitch ass comes out the next day and says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the kids to see that. Nah, fuck that shit. You know what real parents tell their kids? You know what real men tell their sons? If somebody mistreats you or disrespects you, you stand up for yourself. If somebody bullies you, you beat the fuck out of them. And then you beat the fuck out of their friend just to make a point. If you want to be this dude's friend, I'm going to kick your ass too. But what does Mahomes do? He turns into the little bitch that he is because Daddy Goodell called and Daddy Goodell said, you need to go apologize because the refs were never wrong. Well, fuck Roger Goodell. And now, fuck Patrick Mahomes. I liked Patrick Mahomes. I don't have a problem with him. He seems like a cool-ass dude. But there's a difference between me thinking you're a cool-ass dude and me not respecting you because you're a bitch. And that's exactly what happened. I don't give a fuck if you're the best quarterback in the league. You're the best quarterback in the league and you're going to let this fucking clown tell you to not criticize the referee. I doubt 1,000% Mahomes sat and thought about it and said, man, I should really apologize to the referees because I might have given kids the wrong impression about me. I'm not buying that shit. The league told his ass what to do and he bent the knee and did what he was supposed to do. And I can't respect people like that. That's why I don't respect politicians. Plus, they're all corrupt scumbags. That's why I don't respect NBA players. I don't respect football players. I don't respect fucking baseball players. It's garbage. It's complete trash. Mahomes should know better. Mahomes, I lost a lot of respect for you for that shit. Because you should have come out and you should have pulled the curtain back and been like, they're trying to tell me what to say. And he could have played the race card. He's not even black. I think he's half black. But he could have been like, hey man, this white guy's trying to tell a black man what to do and this other black man's not standing up for me. He could have started a revolution right there. He could have had the fucking end zones spray painted with some other bullshit besides it takes all of us. But no. Instead he bowed down and sucked the dick of Roger Goodell. And for that I think Patrick Mahomes is a bitch. And it pains me to say that because I really like the dude as a player and he seems like a cool ass motherfucker. And if I ever met him in person, I would say, hey man, you're the type of dude that I seem like I would want to hang out with. You seem like a cool ass motherfucker. You seem like a down to earth motherfucker. But that was a bitch move. And I hate having to say it. Stay frosty, motherfuckers. And don't become a bitch.